بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Chapter 4.5 Help Notes for Nahmad and Haywood, a New Arabic Grammar. The indefinite subject. In this section of Chapter 4, Nahmad and Haywood very briefly talk about the indefinite subject. If we look at this sentence here, Al-waladu fil hadiqa, Al-walad, the boy, fi, in, al-hadiqati, the garden. Let's break this sentence down. Fil hadiqa, this is a harf jar, and this word is ism majroor because of this harf jar's impact. And because it's munsarif, it takes a kasra, and because it has alif lam, it only takes one single kasra. The subject of this nominal sentence, al-jumla ismiya, is the boy, al-walad. So normally the subject is ma'rifah or definite. Here the word al-walad is definite because of the presence of the word al, or the definite article. If we were to delete the al, we would end up with a sentence which said waladun fil hadiqati, a boy is in the garden. But in classical Arabic it is not correct to use an indefinite subject when it is followed by a harf jar and ism majroor. This harf jar plus ism majroor is also known as shibhu jumla, a part of a sentence. So when you have this pattern, it is correct to put the subject at the end of the sentence and start the sentence with the shibhu jumla. So we're going to just rearrange it. It becomes fil hadiqati waladun. So in this sentence we have the shibhu jumla fil hadiqati followed by the mubtadأ or the subject waladun. This is known variously as al-mubtadأ al-mu'akhar, the delayed subject, or al-khabar al-mutaqaddam, the predicate which has been made to come earlier. Let's take another example. Al-kitabu fil bayti, the book in the house. The book is in the house. So al-kitab is the subject because that's what we're talking about. It is definite with the al. And the subject or al-mubtada is always marfu, wa alamatu raf'ihi, the sign that it is marfu is the dhamma because it's munsarif. It's a single dhamma because it has al. The khabar is the fil bayt, and then the fil bayt is fi, which is harf jar, and the ism majroor, which comes after harf jar. It is majroor because it is coming after harf jar, and the sign that it is majroor is a kasra because this is a munsarif word, a triptote, and it's a single kasra because it has alif lam. So the same thing happens if we identify the subject and then we remove the al, we get kitabun fil bayti. But because it's now indefinite and the sentence also has this shibhu jumla, it is correct to write it this way, fil bayti kitabun. So the mubtada comes at the end and the khabar now is coming earlier on. This is an example from an ayah in Surah Al-A'raf, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, which just reads وَعَلَى الْأَعْرَافِ رِجَالٌ. If we ignore the word for a second, which is just a conjunction, and you can see the subject in this sentence is clearly the men, rijal. And they are on the a'raf, and a'raf are the heights, which is a wall that will separate the people on one side on which there is punishment, and those are the denizens or the inhabitants of hell, and on the other side there is the mercy of Allah, and they are the believers. And the people whose deeds are equal in terms of good and bad are on the a'raf, and they're able to see on both sides. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَعَلَى الْأَعْرَافِ رِجَالٌ. Upon the heights are men. So if we just color code this, we can see that رجال is the مبتدأ, the subject, and على الأعراف is exactly, it's a شبه جملة. It's composed of a حرف جر and اسم مجرور. So على is the حرف جر. It makes the following word مجرور. أعراف, since we don't know, it is منصرف, and therefore when it is مجرور it will take a kasra, and there's the kasra. It's a single kasra because the word is definite because of alif lam. And the mubtada is nakira, and therefore it comes at the end, رجال. So this brings this very short lesson to an end. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.